Hi there and welcome to cBuilder. So in this tutorial, I'm going to give a quick introduction to using the builder and designing your first campaign. So let's jump right in. So when you first load the campaign builder, you'll notice it's split into two sections. You have your workspace here on the left-hand side. So this is where you design your email. And on the right-hand side, we have what we call the design menu. This is where you go to add content, change settings, and drag and drop new elements. And you'll notice at the top here, we have a subject line. So this is where you can go to set your subject line. So this is probably one of the first jobs you'll want to do. Let's click it. And we can type our subject line. And over here is the preview text. This is the first few lines of text that will show immediately below your subject line in the email inbox before the user opens your mailer. So you could use it to give a short description. And of course, we've got some nice emojis to make it more fancy. When you're done, click on Update. And the next section here is the campaign name. So this is the name of your campaign. It's not shared with your subscribers and it's purely for you to identify it inside your email blaster. Just hit Update and that's done. Okay, and we've got a few tools over here. This will give you some AI feedback on your campaign after you've designed it. And here you can preview your design after you've finished designing, so you can see what it's going to look like on various platforms and devices. You'll have social cards, which is when your campaign is shared on social media, what it's going to look like. And also the test send. This is great if you want to send yourself a test or co-workers a preview of the campaign before you go live with it. And finally, if there's anything else you're stuck on, we've got the help button. This will open our video help section and hopefully we've got a video for absolutely everything. And when you finish designing, you've got save and exit on the right hand side. This will close your editing session and make sure all your changes are saved, ready to use. Okay, so let's start designing a campaign. You'll probably notice inside the builder, we've got a wide range of templates available, but to make this more challenging, we're going to use a blank template and I'm going to show you how you can make something great from scratch. Here in the design editor, everything is drag and drop. So you'll see once you mouse over elements like a text block or an image block, you've got drag and drop controls. And new content can be added from using the right-hand menu over here. So you see we've got heading blocks, text blocks, image blocks, buttons, video blocks, countdown timers, so hopefully absolutely everything. So if you wanted to add something to your workspace, say a heading, you can just click, drag to your desired location. So you'll see here we have this blue dividing line which would show you where it would drop. If we move the mouse down, it would go down the bottom, or we can move it to the right to move it down the side of this content, or to the left to drop it down the left-hand side of the content. So let's drop something just in the middle. And there we go, we've added a headline. If you want to start adding content to any block or interacting with it, it's just a case of mousing over, clicking it. Now you can see we are in the text edit mode. Now from here we can start keying in our template text. And when you're done, just click out. You'll notice when you're editing, you'll have a familiar WYSIWYG editor buttons at the top. So this will enable you to style your text accordingly. So you can highlight it as you would in your normal text editor, change the font colors, whether it's bold, italic, underline, the positioning, and you can also add tables and images as well. So we can start designing a campaign really quickly. You'll notice this second menu option here. This is pre-built elements. Pre-built elements are what it says on the tin. It's a series of pre-built elements that you can drag and drop into your campaign that are ready to use. So you'll see these are set up into different sections, headers, footers, products, galleries and reviews and so on. So to help us get started with this campaign, let's add a few elements. So first off, maybe let's add a header block. This one looks quite nice. We can drag this and dump it at the top. Perfect. Now let's add a bit more content. So maybe a hero block. The hero block is perfect if you want to shout about your main featured product or service. They're generally nice, big bold blocks with images with a headline and a button. Perhaps after that, we want to add some product information. So let's drag across a content block. And finally, to finish off our mailer, let's perhaps add footers. This one looks nice, so let's add it at the bottom. Perfect. And here's our old blocks that we no longer want. So any block that you don't want, you can just mouse over it and click on delete. Or alternatively, to remove this whole content group, which includes this block of text and this title, you can mouse over the content group, click on delete. Okay, so here's the basics of a mailer. Now let's start changing some of the content. So perhaps you want to change an image. You just need to mouse over, click on the image, and we can go over here to select the image. This will open File Cloud. You can easily upload an image from your computer, or if you've got something you uploaded previously, we can just select it like so. So when you've got images, one of the other options as well is you'll notice these images have got drag handles. This is perfect if you wish to resize the image so it fits in perfectly. So we can grab this handle and make it a bit smaller, so perhaps so it lines up with this title and takes up less space in our mailer. Okay, that's perfect. As you scroll through your campaign, you'll notice you'll have something that we touched upon a moment ago called content groups. So this is kind of what it says on the tin. This is clusters of content grouped together. So a way of understanding this is this content group is a single column. So you've got image, text, button, and more text, and it's all stacked on top of each other. Now, if you go down here, we've got another content group, and this is 2 columns. So you've got image and then an image in its adjacent column. So the content groups help you just separate content of different styles together. But in addition to that, if you wish to create a new content group or add more content to it, everything is drag and drop. So for example, we've got 2 columns here. If we wanted to add another image, we could drag this across, and now we've added a 3rd column. So we can then add our text to it, and so on. And if you no longer want some content, we can delete it. And when we delete this, this is the last element inside this column. So you'll see a message on screen saying, this is the last block in this column, so deleting it will remove the column. And now we can see we're back to 2 columns. One of the other really powerful tools inside the campaign builder is mobile view. So not everybody will be viewing your email on a desktop computer. A lot of your emails will come from mobile phone devices. And you'll see up here, we have mobile view. So at the moment, we are in desktop view. So this is how it looks on desktop computer. If we click to toggle to mobile view, we can see that this is how our campaign will look when it's rendered on a mobile phone. As normal, you can click on any element and make your edits as you would normally. When you're finished previewing it and designing the mobile view, of course, you can hop back to the main desktop view. One of the other really powerful features inside this as well is, for example, say we've got this big image over here and we decide that it's too big on mobile, we can easily hide it for mobile users. So inside our image block, we've got a display on setting. You will see this display on setting scattered throughout the content of the builder. If we deselect mobile, this element will now be hidden on mobile phone devices. So let's hop over to mobile and you can see this is now hidden. This just gives you a little bit of extra customization ability. So now we've put together a campaign. Let's have a look at how we can preview it to see what it's going to look like. If we click on View at the top, this will load a preview of our campaign. So we can see we have quite a few devices up here to see how it's going to render for everybody. So by default, it's on desktop. This campaign is looking good. And we have mobile over here. So this is mobile large. So this would be a large screen mobile phone. So an iPhone or an iPhone Pro. And we have mobile S, small. This would be your more traditional older mobile phone like an iPhone SE. Again, we can see everything's looking good. And finally, we have tablet over here. So your iPads, etc. And you can see that the campaign's been automatically optimized for different platforms to make sure it always looks good. Okay, the next thing you might want to do is sending a test. This enables you to preview it inside your inbox. Let's click on test. Okay, we can set the to field over here by clicking on this, and we can set the from field over here. So this is the person it will originate from. When you're ready to send that, just click send. Okay, that's a whistle-stop tour of cBuilder Campaign Builder. And remember, if there's anything else that's got you stumped, we've got tons of help tutorials over here, and you can always reach out to a member of the team, and we'd be happy to help you with anything you've got.